What's going on, my people? Welcome back to the channel, and now for today's video we'll be doing a player of the month. Now granted,
really? I thought we were doing a fan cam. We've got the one mic. We've got so few games left for the season. We're just kind of doing extra fan cams to get through. But
do you know what we should do? What player didn't get red carded? That should be a video.
Yeah.
What player hasn't been red carded for Arsenal?
Who were the two this month? Xhaka, Partey, and
yeah, Xhaka and Partey. Gabriel? No.
Gabriel, yeah, Gabriel
against it, yeah, right. So, but anyway, we're gonna go into.
We're doing a player of the month.
How ironic, especially with the performances this month. But anyway, we're gonna try and get through a player of the month today. We're gonna give you 4 options, and what we want you to do, guys, is head over to the AFTV VIP app and let us know who you think deserves player of the month. There'll be a poll on there. Go and give us your answer. But let's start. I'm gonna let you start, James, actually first with the limited options we have this month. Who is your first nomination for player of the month?
Yeah, I will say that when we were discussing whether to do this video, and guys, we were incredibly complimentary on the last two,
yes,
about the players and the form of the performances. This month is a real struggle, so I want to fly in strong with probably my player of the month of the 4 we're picking anyway. Martin Odegaard. I think Odegaard, brilliant against City. He's been at the heart of the few good things we've done this month. Has had to drop into deeper positions, looked good as well. I mean, you think that Liverpool game, we didn't really have a sniff in that second leg, but again, he was very important in that game in terms of looking like we could get any hold of the ball in midfield. We didn't, but my point is, if anyone looked like they were going to make it happen, it was Odegaard. Work rate's always terrific, asked to play kind of different positions, slight different roles. Yeah, I'll give it to Odegaard. I mean, look, even he was one of our better players, and I'm really struggling to kind of really explain why he deserves Player of the Month. So I think this video is going to be a real struggle. But credit to him, asked to do different things, and I think stepped up. And you can see, dare I say, a little bit of a leader forming on the pitch in terms of he instructs those around him, and he kind of leads by example. The work rate's always there. And I really like him, and I was always happy in the summer we got him. I know we missed out on other targets, or supposedly picked him over other targets that people were more keen to sign. But I've really liked Odegaard since he's arrived. In the last couple of months, he's been brilliant.
Perfect, James. And for me, I would agree with Martin Odegaard up there for one of my players of the month as well, even though we are kind of scrambling. Obviously, in December, he had a great run, 3 goals in 3 games. I want to see a bit more of that this month. However, like you said, I think that he's much of a leader, leading the press as well, in my sense, and from what I think as well. So, yeah.
He is starting to show, he's starting to show a little bit of a maturity beyond his years a little bit. That, you know, I keep pointing to a game we lost, which is that Liverpool game, or even that Burnley game we drew 0-0. Both really disappointing home results, but you always thought if anything was going to happen, it was going to be through him, or who I think is your pick. So we'll go to him now.
Okay, we're going on to my pick.
Yeah.
Gabriel Martinelli. One of my favourite Brazilians. He was actually my #1 choice for December, and I think he kind of carried over to January. Yes, granted, the performances, the results we wanted weren't seen, but for me, Gabriel Martinelli has been a shining light. He also, for me, I know Martin Odegaard leads the press quite well as well. I think Martinelli also engages as well, first to lead the press, always gives his all, especially when we went down to 10 men. He's still out there giving everything. I remember seeing him on the floor at the 90th minute, just exhausted, because we know he gives his all every time. So for me, Martin, and I want to kind of highlight the game where we played Liverpool here. Granted, we lost when they came to the Emirates, but he gave Matip an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare, a horror game.
Trent wasn't having one of his best games either. Trent, I mean, lovely ball to Jota, which kills off the game and seals their place in the final. But defensively, Martinelli is asking questions of him. There's a reason why Jurgen Klopp is coming out praising him, making tactical change in the 50th minute or whatever to try and cope with him. So yeah, you're spot on.
Yeah, Martinelli definitely. I think he single-handedly took Matip off that game, and and like you said, Klopp calls him a generational talent. I think Martinelli's got, he's proven himself since being back in the side and being on fire. Let's go to your third pick. This is where things start to get a bit more, they get a bit more sticky, I must say.
And I can hear the comment section now. How are you saying? Listen, we're going for 4 because we always pick 4, and it's a little bit more of a struggle, but I think there's been some really good things I've really liked from Ben White this month. Benjamin White. I need to get used to that. Benjamin White. But I thought, are you not cold? Because I'm kind of here all wrapped up, and
I'm gonna be honest, I thought I was gonna be in the studio today.
It's summer on that side,
and it's winter definitely on this side. I thought I was gonna be in the studio, but we're here in the cold.
Well, yeah. Anyway, Benjamin White. Do you know what it is with White? I think brilliant against Man City. When a team goes to press a side like City, which we did on the opening day, and I know it feels a long time ago, we've had a lot of games since, well, we've had a lot of disappointment since, because you include the transfer market, but that was in January, it was January 1st. Yeah. White in that game, you know, he starts the attack, intercepting a Kevin De Bruyne run, for that goal that Bukayo Saka scores. Generally very solid, not his fault either of the goals. You know, Granit Xhaka's put him in trouble with that penalty, and you know, then it's more of a holding error, but I think you can probably say it's just a little unfortunate that City winner in the 94th minute, whenever it was. I thought White was terrific then. I thought he was excellent at Anfield, really, really good at Anfield. Down to 10 men, you can be put under a lot of pressure, and he answered it. All this, you know, he doesn't like winning balls in the air. He's not good with his head. Well, he kind of put that to bed, I think, that day. And yeah, we rode our luck a little bit, but I thought he was generally fantastic. I then asked to slot into right back against Burnley. Yeah. A lot of, I think Robbie said he wasn't that great. I thought he was fine.
Was all right as well.
I thought he was fine. I don't think he did anything. I think the right back's role in Arteta's system isn't particularly adventurous. So I think he did okay that day. Listen, there are still a few times where you think he gets skinned a bit too easily, or you feel like a player can kind of go around him and he goes to ground a bit. You know, don't get me wrong, hardly a flawless month. But things I liked from White this month, I thought he was the better of him and Gabriel. I know Gabriel missed a game, but I thought he was the better of the centre-back. So, yeah, I've tried to dig really deep there for something.
James, you made a great case there for Benjamin White. I think, again, there was a cross that came into the box that he got a little toe to against Liverpool. And Firmino was about to tap it in. I think that was a key moment for him as well. It was a great block. And like you said there, when he sort of slotted into right-back, I think a lot of fans think, you know, the games, we need wing backs now. Our full backs need to be, you know, start the attacks and be so, and kind of, build up play for Arsenal to score. But it's not always like that, especially when you're filling in. And when he filled in, I didn't think he did too bad.
And I will add that, you know, the Forest goal is potentially his fault, but I think you've also got Cedric in there. You've got Lokonga's miss. It's not defending, and no one's got an engage. There's a lot of errors in that, so I don't want to pin that all on one guy. But yeah, White's my third option.
Okay, third option. And let's go to the last option now. We were going to only do 3, but we shoehorned one extra person in. And you know what? Some people in the comments will probably say deservedly so, because he's the one that only got a goal in this month of January, and that is Bukayo Saka. The only goal we got this month was against Man City with Bukayo Saka. So he's in there. He's a 4th option. And it's funny because when we did the last play of the month in December, we spoke about this game and was like, Bukayo Saka's definitely going to be a contender for this month in January, and we're kind of only just shoehorning him in, but deservedly so for the goal. I think he took the goal very well against City. After the game's going forward after that, he didn't kick on as much. He was definitely being our outlet in attack, but we haven't seen the heights that I want to see from Bukayo Saka in this month. But granted, got a good goal. Again, he's definitely our outlet when it comes to trying to take players on and start a lot of the attacks. It does come from him, and he's a great talent, just not to the level I expected. But hey, you guys might be voting him, you might be disagreeing with me for this month. Yeah, for this month.
I think it's one of those where I also agree that he should be the 4th choice, and not so much because of his output. Yeah, great goal against City, and by the way, he was terrorising them that game. Yeah. He was absolutely superb. So that performance, who played left back for City? Laporte.
He was getting
Ake.
Ake
did. Yeah, it was. I think Laporte might have been playing. Yeah, centre back Laporte. Right. Ake was at left back, and he absolutely terrorised in Bukayo Saka that day. You can see even when we're playing Liverpool, the amount of men they're getting around him, Burnley, the amount of men they're getting around him. So that in itself deserves credit, that he's created this aura about himself, that teams feel they have to double, triple, quadruple up on him because he can cause problems, he can go left and right. And you know, the game at Anfield, if anyone was going to score a goal, it was him. He looked like the one who could make something happen in that game. That's the Anfield game. I said at the Emirates, it was more Odegaard and if not maybe Martinelli. Yeah. Saka, I think you look at him, and even against Burnley, and this is a weird thing because he started to tire against Burnley, and actually his performance was depleting as the game went on. But if anything, it gave me more respect for him because he's so tired. He's been played so much. He was at the Euros, key man all of last season as well. Expected to be Arsenal's answer every time. You know, the system requires him to hug the touchline and have 3, 4, 5 men around him and try and beat them all, or put a great ball into the box or whatever. And it's really hard. It's really taxing on him. And he's always wanting the ball, always trying to make things happen. And I've just got tremendous respect for what he's doing at Arsenal. I'll also add that we should have beaten Forest, not for the performance. Performance wasn't good enough, but for the fact that Saka cut inside and put it on a plate for Nketiah. So, you know, even in those times where it's not happened, he's kind of been at the... When you look at those moments, you go, oh, if only they had scored or whatever. Saka tends to be the guy making that happen. You look at Everton, I know it was back in December, but that miss again by Nketiah, that was Saka who put it into the box. And yeah, these things are... When Arsenal aren't really doing it, Saka's kind of the only one who makes you think... You might have a chance. Him, Martinelli, Odegaard. There's a reason why they're always making our Player of the Month nominees. So,
and I have to on the back of that as well. It's a lot of the youngsters that are becoming these nominations. They're becoming the picks of the youngsters, and got to give a big credit to them because, like you said, they are working extremely hard and in my opinion, being let down by some of the experienced players. A lot of red cards this month, and they've had to really, you know, kick on and give us the opportunity to either get a win or get a draw. So we have to highlight that as well.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, it's why we need Pepe to have a second half of the season like last year's second half. It's why we hope that if the Aubameyang thing can't be salvaged, I'd like it to be, that at least we bring in a striker and on the midfield to start taking the weight off these players. We've done 3 in a row, and I think all 3 have been in. Maybe Martinelli was in November, I can't remember, but you know, they're all being mentioned every single month, and it just shows you how much they're carrying this side that does. It's a young side, but it's got experience in it. It has got experienced players in it that you're expecting more from. So, yeah, and a big February ahead, because this is definitely the most down we've felt after a Player of the Month video. And we tried to make some light of it and have some fun with it, because we're always going to do them. But, yeah, I think just put this month behind us, get some players in, and then we don't start till the 10th of Feb, I think. Yeah. So we'll be well into February.
Well, you never know. We might actually have some new, you know, contenders for Player of the Month, some actual new Please give us some new signings. Some new signings potentially that could be, you know, straight in for Player of the Month in February.
Maybe Jack Wilshere will win February Player of the Month. He's gone to Dubai, hasn't he? So, yeah, who knows? But look, I hope, I know people will be feeling after the Burnley result and they're off in Dubai. I hope they're having a good break. I think they're a good group. I like them. Go take that rest, and then they're going to be having a lot of rest throughout the season. But just go and take this top 4 charge by storm. You know,
yeah, definitely. I think I'm going to go with that. I'm feeling the Dubai vibes by going this outfit today.
Yeah, I'm feeling the London in January vibe.
I'm freezing. But listen, that's it for this Player of the Month video. Head over to the AFTV VIP app, like I said at the start, and give us your vote. And we'll see you next time on Player of the Month.